many of us know about a really important principle that has been written about a whole lot, talked about, and this is really the foundational difference. This is the difference, okay? So many of us have heard of Robert Kiyosaki. Many of us have heard about like what he teaches, right? And it's this idea of right, like over here you've got let me do it this way. Over here you've got an E, right? E stands for employee, right? Here you got an S. S stands for self-employed, right? Over here you got a big B, right? A B stands for business, and then you have an I. I stands for investor. Now, let me explain the progression of your life, the progression of building your side business, the way you want to start thinking going forward for as long as you shall live, and that what we should be giving to our children, the conversations we should be going to is really understanding how this works. When I'm over here as an E, what I've been doing is this is earned income. Okay, that's earned income. I'm working my job every day, right? This is what we like to call stable, because that's what everybody likes to call it. I just need some stable income, right? Some of us decide, you know what? I'm gonna build me a business. That's basically self-employed. But I want to tell you what happened. My wife says this all the time. You find out real quick, self-employed means you built a job. You started doing a software as a service, a SaaS, or you got a product or a service that you provide and to other people, and you're only one man, one woman shop. So you have a cap on how many clients you can help, and you have a cap on what you can ultimately do because it's only 24 hours in a day, right? And then eventually, if you're smart, this is where we're going, y'all. This is why you are here in the Grow Your Side Business Challenge, to start to challenge the mindset and the thinking of going forward. Here's what we do. So we start here, right? We start earning income. Then we try our hands at self-employment, realizing, wait a minute, I just built myself another job. The move you got to make is to building a business. Why? Because now if I'm building a business, it can scale. How do I know? Because now I've got teams, I have systems, right? And a business has teams and systems, and it's built on, obviously teams/people, right? It's built on teams, people, and systems. That's what we got to get into. Teams and systems. Teams and systems. How do I start getting better at teams and systems, right? So then when you're working on your teams and systems, guess what? Now, and this is y'all, what I'm about to tell you is something that has been blowing my mind for the last year, because it's something that I think we don't understand the power of it. Because here's what, y'all, we think, I've said this before, but we think multiple streams of income is the way to go. And I'm going to have a business over here in trucking. I'm going to have a business over here in this. And I'm going to have a business over here in that. And a business over here in that. And I'm going to tell you what you miss when you think that's what multiple streams of income is. It's not. It's the lie that we've been sold all of this time. You need to start thinking about, and this is such a side note, but you got to get this before I tell you how we get from business to investment. You got to understand that multiple streams of income, and I got a video on this on my YouTube channel. The big boys make multiple streams of income in one vertical, one company. That is multiple streams of income. How do we know? Because what you can do, so like let's say you build I take my podcast and just use that as an example, right? I have my podcast. That's one way to make money. But then if I write a book, that's a different way to make money, right? Then I might have a workshop. That's the way to make money. I have courses. That's a way to make money, right? Like the point is that I have a vertical, I have one business and I'm creating multiple streams in that one business. Because once I do that, then I got money to pay teams. I got money to invest in systems. I'm no longer a self-employed person. I'm building a business. And here's the beauty of what happens. Then I can move from that because now guess what I have in order to become an investor? Because I built multiple streams of income in one vertical, this is the key, y'all, to getting it done. I have cash flow and I've got a ton of money to now invest into what? The other things I want to do. Real estate, right? Technology, right? Like I can invest in other things. Now I can invest in stocks, right? Other businesses. Y'all, we've been doing it backwards. We don't want to, we're trying to skip steps and you can't skip steps. If you skip steps, you will miss out on money and opportunities and ways to really build. And what'll happen is if you try to skip steps, the you that ain't grown to that step yet will be exposed. So what if you could find a community of corporate professionals who also have side businesses and we're all just trying to learn from each other and learn how to grow? Well, that's why I'm here. You should join the Grow Your Side Business Challenge. That's right. I want you right now. Go to it right now. GrowYourSideBusiness.com. And guess what? You can opt into a 5-day challenge. 1 hour per day, you and I are going to get together with a ton of other community people who, guess what? We're all trying to grow our side businesses and we want to know how to do it the right way the first time. Well, guess what? I'm going to teach you some things that you didn't even know that you should be doing to leverage your corporate day job while also at the same time learning how to build that side business. And you're going to find out that actually, if you do your side business the right way, it will impact the way you show up at work. And I'm going to show you some things that you didn't even know was possible. So for 5 days, for 1 hour a day, you and I get together. Now, I got 2 ways you can experience that. You could jump in to the general admission. Well, guess what? You just get access to the live training right then and there each and every day for 1 hour a day. Or you could jump into the VIP experience. My VIP people get a chance to actually talk with me, actually ask questions every single day if you would like to before the actual training. So guess what? You want to jump into the VIP experience because that is where you'll be able to get your questions answered and including the actual training live. So go to growyoursidebusiness.com, jump into the challenge, and I look forward to seeing you there. Happens every single day. You try to skip steps on your way to creating wealth, you will be exposed when you try to leap from 1 to 4. When instead of you getting from a healthy understanding of going from earned income to becoming self-employed, from self-employed to building a business and learn how to create. If you try to go from here, most people are trying to go from here to here. And then they wonder why they struggle. Well, you didn't become the person that can build a business because you don't even know how to grow people. Because maybe you're not even investing in yourself. You don't even understand what systems your business will need. Right? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying you do have more failures than you do people who actually succeed because they haven't yet become the person that can run an actual business. Because it's still about them. It's a selfish play. It's not about the business growing healthy, getting big, right? It's kind of like saying, I want my children to stay 5 years old forever. That is never going to happen in human history. Children grow up, they get an attitude, right? They start to smell at puberty, like all of that, right? Eventually they become young adults and then they become adults and they get their own kids. The whole point is kids grow up, trees grow up, right? Things mature and move on. You have to do the same, but the only way that happens is we can't skip steps, y'all. We cannot skip steps. And if and this is why I put this in here because I think sometimes we've seen this from Robert Kiyosaki. You might have heard about it before. You may have read Rich Dad Poor Dad, but we never stopped to understand, y'all, this progression is one of the most important progressions we will make when it comes to building our side business successfully. Because if I am willing to go through the process to become that person, then as I'm making my moves, I can be patient with myself. Don't try to move too fast. Be honest with myself and say, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not there yet. Right? Right? Like a couple other things I want to point out. So because this is really important, right? So how do we get there, right? Because I know the other thing that's gonna happen. You're gonna get off this live, and you know what's gonna happen? Life. Life is gonna happen. So I'm gonna tell you some areas that you need to invest in order to get your time back, so you can start working towards this progression in life. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this right here is something that my wife and I have done and continue to do. And I appreciate it because she was the one that gave me these plays because I wasn't seeing it before. We have to learn, y'all, to invest in getting our time back. I'm talking about in very practical ways at home. Very practical ways. You got to start investing in getting your time. Invest in your cooking. Invest in, your car getting washed. I know you're like, Chris, what the heck are you talking about? Where you going? If you got a pool, invest in getting your pool cleaned. I know you're like, what are you talking about, man? Like, what are you talking about? Invest in getting your home cleaned on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis, right? What are you talking about, Chris? What I'm saying is you have got to start being willing to pay someone to do these tasks. You know why? Because these tasks are zapping your energy to think and create and execute. 3 things you need to be doing on a high level: thinking, creating, and executing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can invest in cooking. Get somebody else to cook. I don't care, for a little while you got to do Uber Eats, or you got to say, you know what, on the weekends, I'm going to prepare the meals for the kids and for the family, and this is just what we're going to eat, right? You got to start changing the way you get your food, right? Order your food to the house, right? So you can save yourself that hour and a half in the doggone Walmart line when you know as soon as you walk in there, there's only 2 lanes open and there's 100 people standing there, right? Like invest so you can get your time back. Get your car washed once a week. Let somebody else do that. That's saving you time. Talking to myself with that one. Pool clean. Like if you got a pool, let somebody else clean that pool. Pay somebody. Get your house clean. Get a house cleaner. Now you might be saying to yourself, Chris, but I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. But you want somebody to spend money with you in your side business. Uh-oh. Did I say that out loud? See, here's what I learned. What you're trying to really ultimately get done is you want your business to pay for your lifestyle. But the problem is some of us are still stingy with our money and we're too tight. And so what happens is you don't understand that the way to get my time back is to pay people to do the small little things that I do that zap my energy and focus so that I have time to think and be creative and execute. If I paid somebody to do those things, I have more free time to do that thing. And then that thing that's going to make me more money allows to pay for my lifestyle. Start changing the way you think about stuff, right? Like I want you from now on, I want you to think of every single thing that takes up time in your house and figure out, who do I pay? My mother-in-law, listen, we will pay her to keep our kids, and she can have the credit card. She can get the kids whatever they want, but we got to go to this investment conversation. We got to fly here. We got to be over here because we're willing to pay for our time freedom so that we can go do what we need to do. Right? Like you have got to start thinking in practical terms. Don't think it's like some like ancillary stuff. No, it's the basic stuff of everyday life. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you cheat and if you don't want to let go of what you do have, let's go back. You're gonna be just like the person who got the one talent. And even what you have will be taken from you. because you weren't willing to invest. So I really want you to expand. I hope that what we've learned today is learn how to invest, expand our mindset around investing. You're building a business because eventually that business is going to have systems in it. And then guess what happens? What makes the business grow and creates a high net worth of assets is because then now all you're doing is improving the systems. Once you build it and got the teams and the systems in place, all you're doing is reinvesting to improve the system so that's better and better and better and better. But even just today, I'm saying even just today, I want you to think about, I don't care if one of these things that I mentioned, I don't care if you just take one thing, and look at your life and go, you know what, I can at least get my car clean once a month, once a week. Right? What can I do? Right? So, all right, that's that. I be getting hype about that kind of stuff because it's just stuff that I like. It's been a big transformation for me in my personal life, and I know that I didn't think like that a while back. It took me a minute to really mature, to really understand. Like, dude, if you had more time to execute on the things that you needed, well, then guess what? You can make more money. Now, some of us find out really quickly that we haven't really even learned what it means to execute because we never wrote down a list. We never put things on paper to say, this is what needs to move. This is what moves the needle for me today, right? You learn those things as you go. But until you start, you have no clue how much time is being eaten up on just even the basic things, right? Hey, so let me ask you a question. If you knew there was a way to be able to take your side business, grow it amongst a community of people, and it only took you 5 days, 1 hour a day to do it, would you jump into the challenge? I think you would. My name is Chris Williams, and I am here to help you. So I want you right now to go to growyoursidebusiness.com and join me for a 5-day challenge. As a corporate professional, you know you want to increase your income and your value in the marketplace. Well, that's why you started your side business to begin with. But you're not really sure what to do, what levers to pull, what things would actually help grow the needle. Well, I'm going to show you in 5 days, 1 hour a day, how to make that happen. One of the great things is I've got 2 ways you can interact inside of this challenge. I do have a general session. That's right. You get to hop into the Facebook group and see the entire training live. Or if you really want to step up your game and if you really want to grow, then guess what? You could join into my VIP experience. The cool part about that is you get to ask questions specifically on what you're doing, how it's working, all the way from me and my wife and everybody. And guess what? Everybody gets the benefit of your question because you'll be surprised. Sometimes we're asking questions that other people also want to know the answer to. So in the VIP experience, you get to do that. So I've got VIP, general admission, either one, you're going to learn a lot from me. 5 days, 1 hour a day, jump in. Go to growyoursidebusiness.com right now. I'll see you in the challenge.